just asking as a female, do y'all men hate females? Do y'all hate us? Because how it's looking in this society, this world is giving the men hate us. They hate us because they want to be us. Like, I'm confused.
I can only speak for myself. I try not to speak for men as a whole. I don't believe that we hate women. I know that there are groups of like red pill guys that they hate women. Like there are groups that generally hate, but overall, I don't think that men hate women. I think that we're becoming more and more disconnected. And I think social media is really at fault because we keep looking at things that aren't real and we're striving for them and we're getting farther away from the people that actually are real. Like, there are people getting into relationships, full-blown relationships with ChatGPT. We thought it was bad when they were falling in love with a Rolls toy, but it's worse now. This thing ain't even got no real physical body parts at all. So I don't think that men hate women. I think I love women. Do I love? I can only speak for my community, Black and Puerto Rican and stuff like that. They're not the easiest women to have a relationship with. They can be difficult. The difficulty level is what we don't like. The fact that it's hard to have a conversation and like relate about, hey, like I find it hard to bring to you, hey, this thing that you're doing, I have a problem with it, without it being viewed as an attack on who you are as a person. Like, it's not you, it's the behavior. I have an issue with this behavior. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Darren says men don't hate women. I think we hate the current culture that women are congregating in. So I'd like for y'all to weigh in on that. What do you think? What do you ladies?
You can go for
Anybody?
No, I think in terms of the video, what Darren just said.
Sure, whichever. Like, whichever. I know you don't like to address him publicly, but sure. If you want to talk about him or the video, it's up to you.
I think there's 2 things. Of course, the video and what she said that men don't like women. I think there is a bigger question in terms of what is it that they don't like that we're doing that we've heard that conclusion. And the second thing would be in terms of what Darren said is the culture is not solely based on women. Men are there too. So the fault doesn't lie on one side. The responsibility and the acceptance of it is definitely there. And we're the generation that's coming now, it's very different from our previous generations where things were very clear. Everything is convoluted now, and everything is I feel, and I feel stands for more than is that factual stuff. So you gotta know which basket you want to carry. If you're living in facts, you're living in feels, because people stand in the ground, and whether we believe it or not, whether it's true or not, like you said, people marrying trees and rivers these days and chat GPTs and whatever, damn thing is not real. There's definitely a disassociation with love and acceptance and being loved and wanted, and people are just finding wherever they can.
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
Very.
Because as soon as they get a rose, it's like, yeah, I don't need a man no more. Which is crazy. What do you think, Jennifer?
Wait, you, Jack. I agree that in conversations with my male friends or even my own part, like my boyfriend would attack, and that's exactly what he does say. Like social media have us thinking this of this fantasy, this fairy tale life, and in reality, we some people don't get to cuddle, even though they're sleeping in the same bed every night because they're so tired. Life and children coming in the bed, things happening. We gotta hurry up. We're moving, like everything. So it's not always a fairy tale that social media gives us. I always see people saying how social media is not a real place, and it's not. It's people to show you what they want you to see, and they want you to see the best side of them. So I agree. I don't think men hate women. I think men are just tired of having to, and then they have to defend themselves so many times. Like the other day, I see somebody with like a Stanley Cup, men that have a Stanley Cup gay. Everything is gay. Like Men, do not breathe because you're gay. You know, that's how social media have people moving, and some people really believe like, yeah, it's true, and everything they read is true, and everything they see is true, and they forget about the real life that they have. And I wish people would focus, like put more time into the people them around them and who they have at home and who they're trying to build with, as much time as they're scrolling, because you'll get to discover a lot more things about your children, about your partner, about, you know, your life. But I agree with you. I don't think men hate women. I just think they hate, or they dislike what we're doing nowadays. We as women, like this 50-50 thing, that conversation that just go left every time. And then we expect so much of men that we're not willing to give back in return. And you don't want to be partners. You want to be taken care of. You know, like, it's just too much. And I think men are tired.
Yeah.
Men are tired. I think, and rightfully so. In my opinion, in my Jennifer opinion, humbly, humbly, in my opinion, I think men are tired, and they're right to be tired because we don't listen sometimes. We don't, and I'm learning too, as a woman, as a partner. I learn in my, you know, he communicates those things with me, and I try to do better. Some things we have to compromise with, and some things I'm not willing to compromise, but most things I have to, like, okay, I understand, I hear you, I apologize. Like, I learning to do those things.
Yeah,
it's a learning process. Yeah.
I think we all, I don't wanna just put it on women. First of all, that lady is a bad example, because you, like, even in the video, you can tell that she's being disingenuous with her question, because she's not just asking it and leaving the floor open. She asks, and then she answers with a ridiculous answer, talking about, oh, it's because they want to be us. That makes sense? Right. No, that don't make no sense. There's really gay men that want to be women, so how would a straight men also want, like, it don't make no sense. Y'all just saying things, and then you don't even want to hear the response. Which, that's the part that I don't hear. I hear all the time, do y'all even love women? Do y'all even like women anymore? What I don't hear is why? Why? What is it that men don't like about women these days? They don't ask that, because then they would hear those responses and they wouldn't like it.
Right. You know, and in all fairness, right? In all fairness, a lot of, you know, men have set, a lot of men don't like to accept the fact that they kind of created those women, but like you know, with the augmented bodies and the long hair, and they made a lot of Black women feel like you need to look a certain way to get certain things and be of a certain stature, right? And now they feel like, okay, I'll take that and went too far. But the lashes that look like bruise in your face, you know, all these things, right? Now they want the natural and the everything. So now the fakeness ain't good enough no more either. So now we gotta go back to the natural thing. And then when, you know, it's like a cycle, right? And there's also been a lot of women who, like our moms and our grandparents, who, they were stay-at-home parents, but they had to endure a lot. They had to endure outside children. They had to endure abuse, physical abuse. They had and keep quiet, and everything was a big secret. And so it may look like my grandpa took care of my grandmother, she didn't have to work, but you didn't see what your grandpa was been everywhere else doing too. You know? So granted that those were the kind, you know, women who kind of woke up to and were like, no man, I ain't gonna be that person. I gonna be who I, you know, who I glowing up, I growing, I doing what I want, I gonna be who I want, and that's okay. But then now when you took it too far, don't question like, okay, I really like women. No, they value themselves too, and the generations are changing, the conversations are changing. It's not always going to be the 1950s look. We're not there anymore, you know? So it's definitely. Yeah, but so that's my opinion. Everybody may not agree. And the media, the makeup industry, the plastic industry, the Kim Kardashian did that. Right. But that's who men were paying attention to. because when the natural women were there, they no longer wanted the natural women. They no longer wanted the natural women. They wanted the Kim Kardashians and those types.
So check this.
Until it was too much.
So
I feel.
This, I believe, it becomes a what came first, the chicken or the egg? Because I think that often, I said this several times, I think that women have a lot more power than they embrace. Like, women have the keys, really, but like they relinquish their power to men. Because in the 90s, 2000s, all of them times, Aaliyah, TLC, Salt and Pepper and them, that was all natural. You know what I'm saying? And men loved it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure my father was lusting after them girls, and it wasn't a fake body in the room at a certain
I don't
point.
think women relinquish their bodies to men. To themselves to men. They relinquish themselves to other women because we're always comparing.
Exactly. You see? Because they
We're always
competing with women.
comparing ourselves and we're
Exactly.
competing with other women.
So
Like
us,
the Kardashians and stuff.
for our dumb selves, we don't realize what you said is true about how we aided in it, right? Because what we started seeing and we started liking it. We started liking it. But we've always liked what we saw. So then what the disconnect comes in, I like what I see. I know that ain't my girl. You know what I'm saying? I know what's real too. So when you see that he's liking and harding and doing all this stuff for the big booty girl, where your ass is 60 inches, then you're comparing. But he really does love you the way you are. But I'm seeing you liking these things.
Yes.
So